Hi, on this video we are going to be learning about arrays, and arrays are something wonderful in programming because we can store multiple types of data inside one container. If you remember, we talked about variables and we said, variables, we can store data in variables, but we were only able to store one single value inside a variable, right? Arrays are variables with superpower. That's what arrays are. Arrays, you can store any type of data, not only any type of data, but many times over and over again. Let me show you exactly what an array is, and let me show you how to use them. So let's go ahead and open our code editor, and I'm gonna grab that blank.php, and I'm gonna do a save as here. And like I said, don't mind the files that I got on the left side there. Just know that you have that in your course exercise files. You might not have some of these files here, but believe me, we will go over everything I'm going over right now in the lecture is what you should have in your exercise files. All right, whatever you see here, sometimes it might not be accurate because I will delete some of these files and we'll do it again depending if I make a mistake on a lecture or something like that. So anyways, arrays.php, that's gonna be the file name. And let me show you first. Let's just open up a PHP tag and let me show you the syntax of it, how we write it down, just like the variable, right? We say that an array is just like a variable with superpowers, right? So we're gonna be using the $ because it's a variable basically, right? But we're gonna give it some superpowers. So we are going to be saying number list. I'm gonna name it number list. Right? And the way we assigned this variable superpower to make it an array is by assigning it an array function, right? Look at that right here. So that looks like very much like a function, right? Well, it is a function in a way, right? Because it has parentheses here, and that's what a function is, by the way. In PHP, you're gonna see a name like this, and then you're gonna see a parenthesis and a semicolon, right? And functions in PHP do many different things. In this case, this is gonna make this variable, is gonna give this variable superpowers, and now we're gonna call this variable array now. And I told you that we can store many different values inside here, and that's what I'm about to do right now. Look at this. All right, we can't do this with arrays, by the way, with variables. And look at this. And I'm going to do this. I love arrays, by the way, because we can do so many different things with it. All right, so all right, let me just make this a little bigger here so that way we can see what we are doing. All right, so let's just make this so that way it can go to the second line there. All right, so let's make sure that we have a separator there, and actually right here. There we go. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we have this array here with many different type of values in there. We even have an H1 saying hello there. So we have, now one thing I gotta tell you about an array is that these values here, each of these values are called indexes. And the index in an array starts with 0. So this first spot right here of this number is index 0, and I'm going to show you in a minute the structure right behind the array inside this page right here when we publish it on the browser. So let me first show you that if we go ahead and see this here, we don't have anything. All right, that's a good thing because we don't have no errors. But how do we show an array? How do we display the information? Let's use an echo function. and let's say, let's just display array, this number list on the screen. We get an error. Array to string conversion, not possible, right? So we have an error here. So how we display this data here? Well, I already told you that arrays have indices, right? We have an index of 0 here, index of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 values. So we start at 0 and we have 5 values in here, but we start with 0. And the way we do that, if we want to display that value on the browser, we need to refer to it by the index number, and that index is 0. And we use brackets around it to refer to that, and I'll show you in a minute why we use that. And as you can see here, I'm displaying 267, so I'm displaying index 0. We use the name of the array following by brackets, and inside the brackets we type in the index. This is index 0, like I said. Now let me show you when I mean index 0, what it is. So I'm just gonna comment that out. And I did this. This is the same way we do it in HTML, basically. Well, in HTML, we do it like this. We comment things out like this, right? Well, on PHP, we just use / twice, and that's a single line. And I'm just repeating this. I might have told you already how to do this, but just in case. And the / and let us start here. We'll do everything until we close it like this. All right, and I think you do it like that on CSS, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, so we got this there, we're referring to it. Let me just comment this out like I was gonna do, and let me show you the structure of an array. So I'm gonna use a function. This is a built-in function in PHP called print r. Right there, you see the parentheses there, and I'm going to put the name of this array inside here, and when I come out here, I'm gonna show you the structure of it. All right, let me take this hello out of there because that's getting, actually I'm gonna leave it there. And that's the hello we have, I think, on the 5th spot, the last one. So we said that we need to refer to the first item, to 67, by the index number right here. All right, you see that the index right here is 0, so, and it has brackets. That's how an array is constructed inside. It has brackets in there around that 0. So we refer to it by the name of the array and by the brackets and the index 0. If we wanted the second value here, we refer to it by brackets and the number 1. As you can see here, we can do that. Let's take the print r there. Let's just comment this out by pressing command and the / or control the / on Windows. I'm gonna do the same thing to take it off, and I'm gonna refer to it by the number 1. Let's see what we get. We get the second value, all right, 8765. If we do 4, we get 345, which is almost the last value. I really wanted to get number 5, and we get 5, which is this one, hello. Right? So this is how we take information out of the array and use it. Very useful. All right? We can put whatever we want into an array, and arrays are actually the number 1 containers we use in programming, even though variables are something that we use all the time. But arrays, you're going to find yourself using it a lot more than variables, since we can hold more multiple data inside an array. All right? And there are different types of array, and we're going to be talking about that later. All right, so anyways, thank you so much for watching this lecture here, and hopefully you were able to learn some valuable information, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.